All right, it's P-Day, Pod Day, or D-Day, Digital Shovel Day.
Digital Shovel Day, I like it.
Nanopods have arrived. I'm here with Scott, owner, creator, founder, chief engineer at Digital Shovel. I know we were up in Canada, I saw them, but it's really exciting to see it here, like, you know, on the farm.
So, this is one of our first of the new generation Nanopod. You saw one at the plant. Which you also actually got the one that was at the plant, but then this is one of our first production unit. So that's the one that was actually at the plant over there. This is full-blown production unit. So
this is the official Gen 1 Nanopod? Is that what you're calling it? Or a release model?
Maybe that's what we did. That's what we're calling it now.
Yeah. As a
just don't charge me a licensing fee.
No. These nanopods are crazy. I'm thankful for the opportunity. This is so cool. This is so exciting. And it's wild to get not one, but two of them deployed out here on the VoskCoin mining farm. Let me explain what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, right? So there's numerous ways to go about this, and you can talk to your electrician about it. But basically, I've got a 400 amp service, and I'm running basically two 200 amp circuits to this. I'm using 500 aluminum. And then I've just got a 1/0 ground wire in here, and you can see it runs into this junction box. And from there, I penetrate in the top, and I'll walk in there in a second to show you exactly where, but I penetrate into the top of the Nanopod, which is basically where the bus bar is, and that connects all the electrical components. I tie into the bus bar, and then I energize it. So I'm running two 200 amps in parallel, but I'm actually running it from a 400 amp disconnect. So, you know, I've got my feed wires that supply essentially 400 amps of single phase 240 voltage electricity from my 400 amp meter or service. And then I'm running those two circuits actually over there from VoskCoin HQ over here. And this way I can utilize all of my electricity for mining. And I talked about this in another video, but this is part of my master plan to basically squeeze out as much electricity as I possibly can out here on the farm. Because my electric utility is trying to bully me into paying for their infrastructure to run three-phase out here, where they just still get to end up billing me in perpetuity $120,000 just to get it here. I got to build everything after that, after I pay that bill. It's kind of crazy. You should do a better job, electric company, but another day. On this side, penetrated with a 1-inch conduit. It's 4-inch conduit over there on the other side, times 2. This little guy, he is just gonna run me a couple Ethernet cables into this. So little handle, gives me access, skid tape, panic bar, in and out real easy, 3 filters on each side. A mouse came in here and ripped up the filters. He actually went up and down and tore through all of these. So that totally sucked. That's gonna cost me like $300 to replace, but it really wouldn't have been a problem if this was on. It's because of the temperature fluctuations, and this seemed like a really sweet hut because it was not on, it wasn't hot, it wasn't loud, there was no airflow. I don't think that's never been a problem with the full-size mini pod, and it hasn't been a problem with the other Nanopod that was turned on before this one became a mouse apartment. So I need to finish cleaning that up, but that's annoying. Here you can see where I penetrated for the power, and we're gonna again run that into the bus bar. And because I'm running parallel feeds, or basically two, right? These have single termination points. So I just basically ordered adapters to be able to add additional lugs or connection points here on this bus bar. But that will light up every outlet, every PDU. It will be a bit undersized because these have 3 250 amp breakers, so you can actually run more juice through all of this than I'm doing. That's just how I'm gonna do it because that's my electrical capacity and capability out here currently. Up there you can see the supplied network switch. This thing's smart. It can identify miners, turn exhaust fans on and off based on the weather, cycle them, all that kind of stuff. And I've talked about all those things in detail before on the channel when we went up and toured their factory. And I saw this thing and I was like, yo, I need to come back. Forget one, we need to go straight to 2 of these, and I can just finish out my mining farm build. At least the single phase portion of it with these. And these can be wired up on 3-phase, but they're really best suited for single phase. 3-phase, you're better off just buying a mini pod, which honestly, ironically, Doesn't look too many compared to the Nanopod. So I got a couple of the plates off. These are the breakers. Here's a little bit of how it's wired. These shelves are adjustable. Cable management trays. And I'm gonna do my wire management up front so that I actually do it. If you had S21 sized miners, you could run 27 in here. I don't have quite enough electricity to do that, and I'm running multiple sized miners in here, so I'll probably end up running 20 to 24 mining rigs in here. And I already actually got a lot of gear going on in the other Nanopod. I need to name these differently. And I'll show you that here in a second, but it's nice and quiet over here, which lets me talk clearly and calmly and just kind of run through this stuff. When I walk into this, right, watch me walk in. Man, real exciting video, dude. So, you know, this is my footprint. Kind of do a little 360. I'm in here pretty comfortable. You know, one person. You could squeeze 2 people in here, but this whole design is essentially a mining shed that's pre-built that gives you one working man area to do everything. I can come in here and pop these off, which I'll have to do sooner than later, and change these filters. Obviously adjust the shelves, install, uninstall miners. And that's pretty much all that you need to do. If I was like, hey, I'm deploying this in Texas, it's gonna be really hot, you would have a different shelf design. It's so that they can run vertically, or...
You can actually adjust it after the fact. So you can buy the unit, and all you're doing is you're changing the shelves to different increments here, and you're changing the back sheets. So you buy the same unit, you would just get the order, different set of back sheets. These shelves pop out, you take the cable trays off, and you can adjust it. So it's not like you need to order it from the factory with that configuration. The units are versatile and can be changed in the field.
This has the recirc fan in it? I see it.
It does. So this has so this has a recirc fan in the back there. So when it gets really cold there, it's actually going to take the hot air from the backside and pump it through those little vents you see at the bottom there, and heat the other side of it so you can maintain a more modulated temperature.
It's hard to tell how small this is.
Yeah.
Even when I went back and looked at the pictures and videos I had when I was up at the Digital Shovel Factory, the only thing that helped me remember the sizing was I remember standing on the side and I just spread my arms out, and it was like kind of like my wingspan.
Yeah, you can almost.
It's like it's the closest thing to give you like a rough frame of reference. I love how you just always keep iterating, and it's just like you have another like new little tweak to it, you know, with the release version where you have these handles, and you know, on the days you have to service stuff, those are the worst days. Those are the days you're pissed, you're grumpy, you didn't plan for it, something happened. And just to be able to pop those bolts out and easily pull it out and deal with it, it's just like another thing that just makes it easier, quicker, and nicer. And you know, downtime is just the absolute silent killer for mining farms and really many businesses, but especially, you know, your mining operation. These have some additional functions that you can add, like a keypad and security cameras and stuff like that. And I've got that stuff on the mini pod, and it's cool. But these 2 Nanopods I got do not have that. I'm just going to throw a solar powered camera on it from on the outside, and that'll be good for now. Got the wings installed on both of these. They come with hardware that's on the inside. They don't ship with these on. Adds to the footprint, and they're not that thick, and they don't need to be. So stuff that could be just easily damaged. And all it is 4 bolts on each side. Then you can stake it into the ground if you want to, or bolt it into like concrete if this is in a warehouse or something if you really wanted to. I'll probably stake these down when I get a spare minute, but you can see depending on, you know, its orientation, this one actually is kind of stuck in the ground, this one not quite. Purpose of these is so that the intake vents, they're all running, the air is blowing the wrong way, they don't suck in exhaust hot air back through the intake, and you just get a really hot loop instead of getting continuous ambient cool air. So earlier in this video, it was really exciting. You saw me take delivery of this. It's been a little while since then. I've spent some time with these, and I really like them. I know I haven't finished wiring that one up, only so much time in the day, but Nanopod 1 over here is finished. It is wired up. I need to redo my Ethernet cable, then I'm jumping from the mini pod to get hardwired internet. At the moment, I'm just jumping internet with a mesh network Wi-Fi adapter. You can see that in the middle. It makes things a little muddy. I also need to come in here with some zip ties and finish up the wire management. But I do want to pat myself on the back. Please Look at the lower shelves. Where are the wires? You can't really see them because they're wire minted. Ethernet cable, Ethernet cable, Ethernet cables, Ethernet cables, hiding in there. Cruising, need to adjust the shelves and some stuff like that. I've cut the sides of these back plates because they were originally for the S21s. I cut them and I added some aluminum tape and I modified it a little bit to fit perfectly for 3 S21 XPs in the middle. You can see over here, no wasted space, no wasted space, no wasted space. And so my goal here is to maximize the cooling capabilities and force all of the cool air only through the mining rigs to enhance their cooling and just reduce waste. For example, look at the air that I'm pulling through those 2 holes. It's doing nothing. It's cooling nothing. It's not helping anything. Based on my calculations, I'll run out of electricity with what I'm doing and I won't be able to use that top shelf. So I just went ahead and taped it off. And if I want to undo it, a box cutter in 5 seconds and I'll open those right back up. And let me tell you, it takes a lot longer to tape those half decently than it does to cut them open. Check this out. We cut this in, it's an amp meter. And what this does, it monitors my power draw in real time. So right now, I'm consuming 208 amps of electricity. And that way, I know how much power I'm using. I plug in another miner, run those numbers, I see how much energy that one added to my power draw. But most importantly of all, I'm using a 400 amp disconnect that is unfused. So I could pull 500 amps out of it and blow up my meter if I wasn't paying attention potentially. So with this, I can safely understand what my power draw is. The 80% rule only gives me 320 amps of usable electricity. I'm totally cool going towards like 340, but I definitely don't want to be over 350 in the hottest days of summer where everything's getting heat soaked and all the components across the board are getting pushed to their maximum capabilities. So to put it simply, I'm already using like 60% of my electrical capabilities of what I wired this Nanopod for. And I got more room to play, baby. The problem is these S21 Pros, S21 Pluses, and mainly the S21 XPs, which I have bought very many of them lately. I mean, just last week I spent over $30,000 ordering 5 more of them. Who keeps letting me do this stuff? I'm tripling down, baby. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I'm gonna put it all on the line. My 5th one actually just arrived. The other 4 are already in there and hooked up. But the point is, we are cruising right along. I am wasting in no time to get this stuff fired up. And I'm gonna push this thing to the max. And so far, it's working well. It's working great. I'm very happy with the Nanopod. I'm very impressed with the Nanopod. And if you watch the other stuff, I don't know if I mentioned it during the delivery or whatever, but Scott, the owner, creator, main man, mad scientist, Digital Shovel, is offering a discount on these units to VoskCoin subscribers right now with the essential official launch of the Nanopod. Right before discounts and stuff like that, 25 grand. And if we order enough of them, the discounts will keep coming down. So maybe we can band together and get everybody a better deal. But I'm not here to push it on you. I'm here to review it. And you go out there, do your own research and make your own decisions. But the bottom line is, in a square footage, this is going to be very difficult to beat. I mean, this thing is small. And all things considered, it's pretty quiet. You can't really tell and appreciate how quiet this is because I'm by the mini pod, which is significantly bigger and louder. But when I get this one fired up, I'll shoot some audio clips, and this will be, you know, in the future. It won't make this video. I want to get this edited and published here on the tube, but you'll see it is just, it's much quieter, it's much more manageable. Mini pod would be kind of rough to deploy in a neighborhood with an HOA. Nanopod, honestly, with a little bit of landscaping and angling the exhaust the right way, you can get away with it. That's saying something. But check out me and my wingspan for some reference how big this thing is. I wasn't paid to say anything. I wasn't paid anything for this. Yes, we got this into review. Incredible opportunity. But I have it. I could say it's a piece of shit like I've said about all kinds of things in the past, if they are rightfully so, deserving that title. So truly, this is a great product. Yes, you could DIY a mining shed for cheaper than this, but you're not gonna hit this much density and that square footage. You're also unlikely to be using a metal building. Everything here can't really burn. That's nice, that's safe. It's a good thing to have. No, not a necessity, but just something to think about. Whereas like my stick-built immersion mining shed could absolutely go up in flames and take over 30 miners with it. Ow. Speaking of liquid cooling and immersion mining, the rule of thumb with all these systems is you're essentially spending about $1,000 per machine in infrastructure costs to immerse them. Whereas with the Nanopod, let's just say we're gonna run 27 S21s in there, you're spending less than $1,000 per machine. That's before any discounts and all that stuff. If nothing else, when you run all the numbers and figure everything out, these are coming in cheaper than immersion mining solutions. And this is the first purpose-built, tailor-made, single phase, and of course it can also be deployed on 3-phase mining solution that we've ever seen. Most of these products are only built for the big boys with 3-phase, 415 voltage, and all the other crazy stuff. This is a product that could be deployed in the backyard of essentially, potentially, any home throughout the United States of America and many other places in the world, but we're single-phase plebs here, AC, 240. The bottom line is, I love this because it is a turnkey, pre-built solution for rapid Bitcoin and other crypto mining deployment that is well suited to run on the entire gambit of electrical voltage, which leads to decentralization and thus a more valuable Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency blockchains and networks. I'm Vosk, you're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I'm fired up today. Hope you are too. Chasing the dream, getting after it. And I'll be honest, I'm tired, boss, today too, in a way. But f it, we keep grinding, baby. Let's f***ing go. 10 seconds of tails, because you know she's our CBO, our Chief Bitcoin Officer. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Keep the faith. Keep grinding. You got this. And if nobody else believes in you, believe in yourself. Let's go. This is incredible, Scott. Thanks so much for coming down and taking part in this delivery. It's awesome to see you again. I'm so stoked to add these to the mining farm, and you've easily got one of the best just plug and play scalable solutions for Bitcoin and other crypto mining.
Awesome. Well, we're happy to be here. Happy to give you some more product, and looking forward to you getting hashing some more.
That's right. And we'll get some pewing in tomorrow.